Have you ever noticed how some people suddenly seem different? They disappear for a while, they stop explaining themselves, post less, talk less about their plans, and then one day they come back completely changed. Psychology suggests that sometimes the biggest transformations happen when nobody is watching. Here are 5 psychological patterns behind people who quietly rebuild their lives in secret. 1. They stop seeking external validation. When people constantly announce their plans, they can become focused on how others react to them. But people who rebuild themselves privately often stop needing that approval. They don't need everyone to know what they're working toward. Instead, they measure their progress by their own standards. This allows them to focus on the process rather than other people's opinions. Their goal isn't to look changed, their goal is to actually change. 2. They protect their new identity. Major change can feel fragile in the beginning. When someone talks about a new version of themselves too early, outside opinions can make them question whether they're really capable of changing. So they keep their progress private, while their new habits become stronger. Our identity develops through repeated behavior. They aren't trying to convince people that they're different. They're giving themselves time to actually become different. 3. They focus more on action than announcement. Some people spend more time talking about change than actually making it. Private transformation removes much of that pressure. There is no audience waiting for updates. There's no need to prove that the plan is working. They can simply wake up, do the work, and repeat it day after day, week after week. Over time, those small actions create visible results. 4. They become selective about who gets access to their life. Rebuilding your life often changes your relationships too. Some people eventually realize that not everyone needs to know their plans, their struggles, or their next move. They become more careful about who they trust with personal information. This isn't necessarily about becoming cold or secretive. It's about creating healthier boundaries around their personal life. They stop giving everyone access to the parts of themselves they've worked so hard to rebuild. 5. They let the results speak for them. Eventually, private effort becomes visible. Their habits change, their confidence changes, and the way they respond to problems changes. People may suddenly notice that something about them feels different. But the transformation didn't happen overnight. It happened quietly through hundreds of small decisions that nobody else saw. They weren't disappearing to prove a point. They were building a life they no longer needed to explain. Sometimes the most powerful transformation is the one nobody gets to watch. If you enjoy understanding the hidden psychology behind human behavior and personal growth, subscribe to the channel, because the more you understand the mind, the more you understand what people are really doing beneath the surface.